today, got a little bit of a different thing going for you. Pies, but I'm going to do a crumble on top of it. So these are store-bought pie crusts. Okay. I got them on sale. I was going to do 4 sweet potato pies / pumpkin pies. I got a video out there on how I did that. So check it out. Anyway, we had a couple last minute cancellations. I don't need as many of that. But then I had Mike going, I'd really like apple. And I had a friend of his going, I'd really like cherry for these extra 2 pie crusts. So I kind of cheaped out, bought them pie crust, just canned pie filling. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to make a crumble on top. So it's going to kind of be like a apple crisp in a pie crust. And maybe like a cherry crisp in a pie crust. But anyway, here we go. So you're going to want to have 1.5 cups of brown sugar. 1.5 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I also kind of just gave a couple of shakes of cloves, ginger, and nutmeg in there. I didn't really measure. I just went like, just give that a little bit of extra flavor. We're going to want 1 cup of butter and 1.5 cups oats. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. So we got our brown sugar. We're going to go ahead, add our flour. And our spices. I'm just going to give this a little stir here. I got a little bit of flour in there. Knock that out. We're just going to give this a little bit of stir and kind of mix it up just a little bit. This butter's probably about room temperature. And I did preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I also did line my cookie sheets with parchment paper just to, if it dribbles over the edge or, spills, a little bit easier cleanup. So I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to get this mixed in just a little bit here. I hope everybody is having a great time out there. I know in northern Minnesota, we just got pounded with quite a storm. Can't complain. Usually by now we have a ton of snow on the ground, and we finally got our first few inches. So safe travels to anybody who had to travel. If you're getting ready for Thanksgiving and you decide to check in on this video, that's awesome too. I know everybody's pretty busy right now. So we got that mixed up. We're going to go ahead now. And this is where you're going to use a pastry blender. We're going to add our cup of butter. Now, if you're only going to do 1 pie, you just have to half this. It's not that hard. You'll have the 3/4 cup brown sugar, 3/4 cup flour, teaspoon cinnamon, maybe 1 dash of the other stuff. You're going to have a 4 teaspoon salt, just a half a cup of butter, 1 stick. You're going to have 3/4 cup oatmeal. But we're going to start cutting this in. And this may take a minute here. But you're just going to want to start kind of cutting this in. And you're going to just kind of want to see as you cut it in, tiny little like pearl size, maybe a tish bigger of the clumps on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up here. And I'll catch up with you when at that point to get to the next step and tell you what to do.
Don't let her kid you. She's going to make the mic mixer do it.
When have I ever made you do anything around here? I love to cook and bake. Making a little bit of mess here, but I just thought the flatter bowl would.
Okay, somebody called the mic mixer. Like, hey, Scoob, get to work.
Oh, so we're back. I used a pastry blender. I beat the butter in with the rest of the seasonings. Spices, I guess. Usually there's little clumps in there, kind of maybe like corn size or pearl size, bean, pea, whatever. They're broken up. Oop, make a little mess there. I chose a low bowl like this just for blending this up. I thought it'd be easier with the pastry blender. We're gonna go ahead and transfer it to a little bit of bigger bowl, but you can do whatever you want. If you just want to do it all in one bowl and save a dish, that's good for you too. So we've got it in there. We're gonna go ahead and add our 1.5 cups of oats. And we're just gonna give this a good stir. So now that we got that on there, I know you could use a spoon. I like more of when I do something like this to be able to control a little bit better. So we're gonna start sprinkling on top. Oh, hush. We got apple pie, we got cherry pie. We're just gonna do a little crumble on it. Little something different here. A little bit of a nice thick crumble. Get that nice and coated good around the edges. And this is, you can definitely just use a spoon. I kind of like to use my hand enough to be able to make sure I'm getting it all the way up to the edges. I have my parchment paper down in here for most of that drip edge. It's going to be pretty easy cleanup. Just a little bit more on this side. Now, something I should mention is I used canned pie filling. So it's already been cooked down, so not a big deal. But if you're doing it from fresh, like fresh apple pies, this stuff browns kind of quick. So you might want to actually cook them apples down a little bit, or any harder fruits down, pears, whatever, down a little bit, peaches. Mine's pre-canned. I don't do that very often. It was kind of a last minute thing, but so here we go. Got those layered up. I'm just going to pull some of that brown sugar off the pan so we don't have as hard of a cleanup. And we're going to put these in the oven at 350 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Now, you're going to watch it. Like I said, this filling's pre-cooked. I know we got the pie crust going here. So we're just going to kind of watch this cook down, get nice and brown. And once that's nice and brown, you're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in the oven. Got our apple pie / crisp. And we got our cherry pie / crisp. I'd use one pan, but the pan ain't quite big enough for both of them. So they're in there. I'll check in with you in about 30 to 40 minutes and show you the end result. It's been about 40 minutes. There's our cherry. And there's our apple. Can you imagine this with some nice vanilla ice cream on the side, a little whipped cream on top? It's going to be delicious. But now you see why I put the parchment paper down. Helps with a little bit of cleanup. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll continue to bring this stuff to you. If you have something that you've never tried but you want to try, comment, drop a comment, say something, let me know, and I am more than willing to try something for the first time, put it on there. I know I've talked about this before, but water pie. Mike and I are watching something with back in the Depression era, recessions, water pies were delicious, and that is going to be one of my next ones I do right after I get through Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I hope you're all safe out there, and I'll check in with you later.
Like Joe said, drop us a comment. Let us know from where you celebrate the holidays with.
Yeah, let us know. We're northern Minnesota.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop.